يلا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
We mentioned before, we talked about Surah Al-Fajr. In a previous lecture, we mentioned Surah Al-Fajr from the spiritual world. We said, Allah Azza wa Jal, He said in the Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, wal-Fajr, wal-Layal al-Ashr, wal-Shafi' wal-Watr. Al-Fajr in the meaning is like a sunshine, the sunshine. Allah Azza wa Jal is saying, by this sunshine and the 10 nights, there is 10 holy nights. And we reflected that sometime nights, it doesn't mean a bad way. Like when you say night is full of blackness, you don't know what's going on in it, so it has to be bad. No, some of the nights will be the best than being in the morning. Why? Because Allah Azza wa Jal, we go to the Surah Al-Qadr. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna anzalnahu fi laylat al-Qadr wa ma adraka ma laylat al-Qadr. Laylat al-Qadr khayrun min alfi shahr. Laylat al-Qadr means the night of power is equal to 1,000 months. So before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, sallu alayhi wa ala aswati, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. What happened is, a person, he need to struggle 1,000 months for Allah Azza wa Jal to call him a mu'min. Now it's easy. Now let's say a person now suddenly he open internet, he's reading Quran, a couple days, the third day he get his beard big, like so big, and then the fourth day, fifth day, and then everyone call him mu'min. No, before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a person, he need to struggle with tasks, with ibadah, with worshiping Allah Azza wa Jal, with prayers, with all this tasks for 1,000 months. And since some people during the Prophet Muhammad time, they cannot even able to live more than maybe 50 years, or because 1,000 months equal to maybe 80 years. So how a person gonna reach this? So Allah Azza wa Jal call him mu'min. So Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, because I'm the most Rahim, the most forgiving, the most I take care of my ibad, the people who love me. I'll give him this night, it will be equal to 1,000 nights. And then the person who worship me in that night, and then I accept from him his worship that night, then he will be equal to 1,000 nights. So that's why when we go to the masjid and we say now it's Shahr Ramadan, we need to struggle now to go do Laylatul Qadr. We stay all night long, praying, let's say 100 rak'ah. Some people they do it, some of them they do Dua al-Jawshan al-Kabir. You know, all this, what we do for Shahr Ramadan. So if you do this and Allah Azza wa you do it sincerely from your heart, and Allah Azza wa Jal accept this from you, that will be equal to 1,000 nights. And then now you get the level of you being a true mu'min. If Allah Azza wa Jal, He accept that from you. But Shahr Ramadan does not start when Shahr Ramadan start. Shahr Ramadan start always very, very before Shahr Ramadan. That's it. In what way? Many people, let's do it this way. When Shahr Ramadan comes, they wanna do prayers. Some people, they don't really pray. They start praying. They fast. They do all these things, and they saying we are struggling and so and so. But you really, all the people who didn't really prepare themselves, they're not praying or they're fasting in what way? Masan, they stay up till 6 in the morning, and then they sleep from 6 till 5 before maybe breaking the fast in a couple hours, and they say we are fasting, we're struggling, and even though they're not doing anything.
But they make up the excuse, they say, no, my bad.
Yeah, no, my bad. Exactly. Subhanallah, this is from Rahmatullah Azza wa Jal. This is the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal. But in reality, what's happening, you're losing. So, Shahr Ramadan, you start with it by Shahr Sha'ban, or Rajab Sha'ban, and then you go into Ramadan. You prepare yourself from Rajab for you to take all Shahr Ramadan, this energy inside this holy month. What Surah Al-Fajr is giving me how you prepare yourself. How you prepare yourself to meet all these things. In our lectures before, we talked about Al-Khadr alayhi salam, and what is the fountain of youth. Fountain of youth, I told you before, it is a combination of two things together. It's from the water of Nubuwah, and from the water, prophethood, and from the water of Imamah. Both together, they go into making something live forever. Okay, so for you, like for example, to prepare to do this, yani to yourself. If I told you before, I mentioned the prophet of the wife of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, how she struggled between Safa and Marwa. At the end, there was a water, right? And remember that. You want me to repeat it?
I remember.
Okay. She struggled between Safa and Marwa back and forth 7 times. At the very end, there's water, and this water called Zamzam. Everyone go to Hajj. He try his best to buy Zamzam and then drink it and then all these things because it's a good water. But everyone in his life has a Zamzam water. Allah Azza wa Jal, He put it there. But for you to go reach that one, we need to break this. What exactly Allah Azza wa Jal meant by Al-Fajr wa Layal Ashr? He's saying by the sunshine, the beauty of the sunshine, and those 10 nights. Spiritually, our last lecture, we talked about that one. Now we're gonna talk about it from the biological way, because the combination of where we live on 3 things. First, we live on our bodies, right? We live from our spirit. There's something blocking us, between us and our spirit. This energy from spirit. And then there's third thing is where we live, in what planet, and all the planets are revolving us. I didn't talk about this. Inshallah, in the future we make a special lecture for that. But today I'm gonna talk about Al-Fajr wa Layal Ashr from the biological point of view, not just spiritual. Spiritual, I reflected on it maybe briefly, but now we're gonna talk biologically. We look at the human being. Allah Azza wa Jal, He didn't create us in a form of, let's say Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, I want to put His eyes first and then lay His legs down. Why? Because I like it. No. Allah, He like what is good for you. Even our looks, they symbolize something. Even our salat, they symbolize something. Even our sujood symbolize something. Even when you sleep, you symbolize something. Always there's something to symbolize. Allah, we reflect by Al-Fajr wa Layal Ashr. Layal Ashr is by 10 nights. If we look inside the human body has, the people who study biology mostly, if you go now and check it, He created inside you 10 different systems. Only 10 systems. There's no 11 system or 9 system. There is 10 system inside you that make you alive. There's 10 system. I'm gonna talk about each one a little bit briefly, and then we reflect at the very end how we can take all this hujub. We talked about spiritual, we combine them with biological. Later we combine them by your existing, where you exist in earth and how you are related to all this energy. 3 together connected, you will start unlocking your view. I want you to unlock your view. Unlock your view in what form?
The view of how you see the world.
How you see the world, in what way you see the reality. Not just you see the reality. Some people might exceed more seeing the reality and they see the whole truth. You won't see, let's say, this world exists here anymore. You see more than that. You see stuff happening around you. I want you to have the vision, not just regular,
Just sight.
not just the sight. Yes. We reflected. We said before Al-Fajr that the sunshine has colors. I want you to relate everything to each. Yani you will start relating. The colors inside this one is yellow, right? Main yellow. There's little white. There's green, little green, and then there's the black. Because there's light is going there, and then everything will be like full of light. And we have little bit of blue. Okay. The first system that exists in our body is the best system exists, that all the other system are in it, is your skeleton system. Your skeleton now, all the skeleton. If you look at the skeleton, the reflection of skeleton between al-alam al-maddi, يعني the materialistic world, and alam al-ma'nawi. Ma'nawi is the inside world that Allah, they symbolize it. He symbolized. لا no العالم المعنوي no مثال. He symbolized by what? By the salat. He said Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, when you die, I'm not gonna ask you about anything except at the very beginning your salat. Your salat is like your passport. Show me your passport to go to start your procedures. You know, he say, I don't have a passport, so go immediately. I don't want to see you. Immediately to hell. You pray, you show your passport. Okay. Now you look at this kind of passport. He say, you did your prayers, but let's say when you start praying, immediately you start thinking about, buying this Xbox, or I passed by and today I saw a nice car. It was like $5,000, and then you're praying, say Allahu Akbar, and you're thinking about how you're gonna buy this car. Now you're not performing the right prayers. What you're doing is you're doing the prayers. What Allah Azza wa Jal, He'll say, okay, I'll take away your prayers. You did it, but you're not gonna get any reward for it. It's like you're still zero. But now He can look at different deeds. But you didn't do the prayer. You didn't perform good. You're every time you go to prayer, you start thinking about everything else. You did your prayers, but He doesn't give you any credit for it. Khalas, it's like, okay, you did it, but khalas, no reward. We look at different things. If a person did his prayers, and then in a good way, then Allah Azza wa Jalla, He say, okay, you did your prayer, that's a check for it, and then I'm gonna give you the reward for the good prayers. Look, this is from Rahmatullah Azza wa Jalla. So He give you more, adding credit. So this is symbolizing our skeleton system. Skeleton system, if you look at it, when you were young, your mom always used to tell you, eat calcium. Drink milk, is very good for you. Milk is very good for you. The calcium, your skeleton system, He give you what? He give you the blood, right?
The bone.
The bone marrow. They give you the red blood cells, which is you need for all this circulation. So now you can connect the salat. What does it do exactly in the other word? If you don't perform your salat good, in what way? I remember there was a lady here. She asked me, what's the relationship between the salat, making the salat, and me doing good deeds? I can do good salat, but I feel myself I don't really do good deeds. I remember I answered her. I said, if you now, let's say a couple more hours, a person who really love Allah Azza wa Jal, he cannot wait the time for him to be met. Let's say now you're going for a job interview, and you see, inshallah, you see it one day. A couple more hours from now, you're gonna meet with this new boss, and you have to go wear a suit, and you have to put everything nice about you. You drive there before time, you sit, wait, and exactly on time the secretary will call you saying, are you there? You say, yeah, I'm here, I've been waiting half hour, telling her like, I'm here before even time, I'm so interested in this such a position. And then you go inside, you meet with this guy, and then at the end maybe he refuse it, and he might accept you. And this is for only job, for money. What about your meeting with the boss of your boss, and the boss of you, and the boss who created all this world? You meet him how many times? 5 times a day. And you don't really make an effort, let's say, to do wudu before that. And even some of our ulama, he said, how can you say you really love God, and when time of salat comes, you keep saying, okay, I can pray a little bit more later, now it's 5, 6, it's before Maghrib, I'll go do it immediately, alhamdulillah. I did it good, alhamdulillah, before maybe 5 minutes of Maghrib prayer. Some people, they do that. They're still saying, I did it anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, how do you call this a salat? This is salat. If you really love this Allah Azza wa Jal, you cannot wait the time of salat to the point that even before time of salat come, you will be in a masjid. If you're able to go to the masjid, if you cannot go to the masjid, you have work, you have college, you have whatever, you do wudu and you prepare yourself. And now when time of salat come, you are prepared for it. Same way like you were wearing a suit and then you're going to your bus before half hour. So if a person lives such a life, let's say he's now, his friend asked him, let's go clubbing. He say, no, I cannot, there's a salat. How do you want me to go club? And then during this time, there's a salat, there's an adhan, there's a so and so, so always he will live the conscious life of pleasing Allah Azza wa Jal. Why? Because there's 5 times a day meeting with Allah. So how can you did something bad and then you want to go you really feel bad, and you really go to the salat ashamed of yourself. You really will start having this feeling by time. When you have this feeling, you are in the right way. Let's say if you did something bad and you go to the salat and you didn't feel anything, you really have a big problem. You really have a huge problem. If you need to raise yourself again. You need to think about yourself. So the skeleton system, it's the most important system like salat. There is on it the muscular system, okay, right? The power. Same thing. If you are good, you have a good calcium in salat, it will give you power for your life, your regular life. Imam Ali alayhi salam, he was fighting with Muawiyah, la'natullah alayhi. He was fighting with Muawiyah, and then one of his friends, he said, please let's continue fast so we can immediately finish him. Why you wanna go pray now? And then Imam Ali stood, look at his friend, he said, why we are fighting them then? We are fighting them for salat. We're not fighting them because we're gonna take the throne. We're fighting them for salat. Why we're fighting them? If we don't wanna fight, if we don't wanna go pray. We are fighting them for the right prayers. Then why we don't wanna pray? So for the prayers. Okay, we continue. And then on the skeleton system, there's a circulatory system that the blood comes from it. And then there's the digestive system where it's all connected, the skeleton holding the digestive system. If without it, every piece will be in different place. Let's say you eat pizza, if there's no skeleton system, after like 5 minutes you see one piece over here and the second piece over there, and it will keep you intact altogether. And then there's a nervous system, the lymphatic system, all the systems connected to the main cell. This is the symbol of salat. Now we understand that. We'll go to, after that, the skeleton, the muscular system. Muscular system is, I just told you now, is the power. What it is, how much you have strength in your religion. The more good salat you have, the more strength you have in religion. The more you can resist. One of the ulama, he was like a well-known guy. One of the people, he gave him money. He said, can you keep those money till the morning? I mentioned this before, till morning. Like, just keep it there because I trust you. And I'm gonna leave, and then I'm coming back to take them. So what happened is, his son, he got very sick and he really needed to go to the hospital. So that guy, he took him to the hospital, and in the Middle East system, before you bring in anyone, you have to bring in the money. And then he said, there's no bank open now, so I can go get my money, this religious man. So between him and himself, he said, can I take this money that people, like the amana he gave me? It won't be anything, I'll take the money in the morning, I'll return it from the bank. He was so desperate to take the money, but he started fighting. He said, no, I really need to keep that money, even by the paper, the original paper. This guy, he gave me this envelope with that much money inside the envelope, they should stay the same, whatever I really need them, because he didn't give me any permission. Look, this religious man, to what point he's tested it. He's tested to that. مثلا for us, I'll say, I can take this money in the morning, I give him, 1,000, but it doesn't mean anything for me. But for that man, he was so God conscious to that point. Really, believe me, if this has happened to you, I say it might be ridiculous for you, but to that religious man, it was a test. And then he said, even if my son gonna die, I'm not gonna take anything from that money. The morning came, he went to the bank, he took $1,000, let's say, and then he put it in the hospital. His son lived, but he lived that one night under that test. And then in his dreams, he saw at the shaitan, the big iblis, not the mini iblis we have, the big one. He said, I failed even with you. What can I do with you? I failed. He told him, I failed even with that. What can I do with you? He saw iblis. And then many people, they think this is easy test, but it's not easy test. Believe me, when you are under it. So when you become a God conscious, you will have the muscles, the strengths of the religion. Whatever happened to you, you'll always be happy. 2 things make you happy in life. This is secret, let's say secret wisdom, chemical stuff. 2 things. Al-rida, you'll be happy whatever Allah gave you. And then at-tawakkul ala Allah. At-tawakkul wal-rida. If you have those 2, they met right, whatever happened to you, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be happy, you're gonna be close to Allah. Rida and the tawakkul. Tawakkul always put whatever on you, on Allah Azza wa Jal. He's gonna do it for you. You know, you don't have to go now to go before you sleep. Some people, they have a sleeping problem. You know, they say, you know, نحن we trust Allah Azza wa Jal, but when they go before sleep, I have to pay $1,000 for the car. Tomorrow, oh, how can I bring this money? I have to pay $500 for that. How can I do that? I have to, you know, my brother is facing too much problem. How can I help him? So really do not think about all that. If you really have real tawakkul, you will think about how you wanna solve these things. But inside you, you will say they're gonna be all right, because Allah Azza wa Jal is.
Can I ask?
Yes.
How do you pronounce it?
Tawakkul.
Tawakkul?
Tawakkul.
Tawakkul. It's pretty much mean dependent. on
Dependent on God. Complete dependence. Not just the real dependence. It's complete dependence on God.
And dependence in the sense like whatever he brings, like say maybe something you think is good for you, but it doesn't happen for you. Dependence in the sense that whatever he brings, you know, you're sure it will be best for you. ما هيك حاج؟
Yeah. It
God.
is
You still
similar.
think يعني مثلا I owe $1,000.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're gonna
Okay,
think
how
of.
am I gonna pay it? But okay, I gotta pick up extra hours. Stop
Yeah, for sure.
spending.
لا, for sure.
But alhamdulillah, whatever happens, يعني Allah will.
Allah,
help
He will
me.
do it. Yes, in that form. Yeah, you're not gonna completely forget about it. People start calling you, I need my money. Say, you know, take it from Allah.
He's saying
Yeah.
it's like it won't keep you up at night because you'll know that as long as you're working for it, Allah's there to help you.
Hajj, is that why you think stress is so detrimental to
Oh
your
yeah.
health?
Oh yeah. That's
For that
why.
reason?
That's why. Yeah. That's why many people are stressed. They go to the doctor for this reason.
Stress is, it'll ruin everything. in
They
your
ruin
body.
everything. مثلا, let's say.
Because they don't have that tawakkul.
Yeah, they don't have tawakkul. Really, even personally, I faced this problem like 3 years ago. I used to always you need to do tawakkul. And then when I used to go to sleep, before I sleep, I stay 2 hours. Really, stress I get headache, and then I really wanna go up again, sit down a little bit, and then go sleep. Before I go sleep, I start think about different movie or something, just for me to forget what I'm thinking about. I feel my head is so hot from thinking. And then one of the nights I was sitting there, it was like maybe 2 midnight. I tried to sleep around 12 till 2. I wasn't sleeping. And then I was like, really, I always talk about tawakkul and say I really atawakkal ala Allah, but I never really practiced tawakkul. And I remember making a little prayer. I said Allah Azza wa Jal, please show me what mean tawakkul. I really want to be mutawakkil alayh. I don't want to anymore think about this thing in this form. And since then, 2 years till this moment, even if I'm driving in a car, for 1 minute I'll immediately go to sleep. Because why? Because since that moment I really felt like a big load they were taken from me. I swear to God. From that moment, from that dua, I really made it sincere that time. I remember. From that moment, I won't think about anything anymore in that form, in the form of how can I do it tomorrow. Even if whatever we face in life, I always feel that let's do it one by one, and inshallah it's gonna be alright. Inshallah it's gonna be okay. You know, it's gonna be okay one day. Even if now it's gonna be heated, many demands, many hot heated stuff, one day it's gonna be okay. You have question?
Yeah,
Yes.
just how would I spell tawakkul? Do you know the
Ta,
word?
waw, kaf, al. Tawakkul.
There's
Oh, in English.
Yeah, it's
TAW.
Oh,
OUKAL.
OUKAL.
okay. And this is the muscular
Q
system.
instead of
Yeah, Q.
And that's
Q,
tawakkul,
yeah.
yeah. And rida is
Content.
like content. You're content. And content. What form? Now Allah Azza wa Jal, you know, He gave me a huge big house, nice, alhamdulillah, I'm happy with it. And then suddenly I lost this house. I know first couple of days you're gonna be a little angry, a little bit sad, but after that you'll be fine, you know. Alhamdulillah, Allah jab, Allah akhad, Allah alayhi al-awad. This is what they say. Allah gave me, Allah took. Allah inshallah is gonna give me better later. This is the rida. When you're inside rida, you are in the highest strengths of religion. Because let's say, even we have narration of مثلا, people used to come to the sons of Ahl al-Bayt and they start killing them. They tell them, you want to die first or your father? The father, he will say, no, kill my son first and then kill me after. They'll say, why you wanna see your son killed before? They say, yes, because I don't want him to change his mind or to change that, saying I hate Muhammad and Ahl Muhammad. I wanna make sure that he died the right way, and then you can kill me whatever. This is rida.
Abbas did the same thing with his brothers.
With his brothers, yes. This is rida. This is the ultimate rida. And same thing like Imam Hussein is saying, هون ما نزل بي أنه من بعين الله. And it's easy for me that Allah sees everything. This is the rida. Okay? Now, مثلا many people they say how we prepare ourselves for Imam Mahdi. We see we're always busy with giving lecture with the signs. Let's say now I give you 10 signs of when Imam Mahdi gonna come. Everyone believe me gonna be excited. And they start asking, really is gonna Imam Mahdi come before Dajjal or Dajjal come before? How long gonna stay Dajjal? Is it gonna be like huge miracle things gonna happen? Really half the people gonna die? Is it gonna be big cancers? You know, Imam Hussein taught us a very good lesson. Before, when Imam Hussein left to Karbala, you know how many people were with him?
Thousands.
40,000 were with Imam Hussein. 40,000. Every station Imam Hussein used to stop and he say, "Oh people, if anyone wanna go to his business, take care of it and come back. Ask you to come back. You know, just go take care of your stuff and then come back." And then
But he knew they wouldn't be back.
and then 25,000 goes. And they used to go crying, saying, "Yeah, really, we need to go to see the wife. We need to go to see the kids. We have businesses. We wanna finish them, and then we're coming back." And they knew they're not coming back. Those people, they knew they're not coming back because they know Imam Hussein that is going to be a martyr. And then they leave. After the second station, they leave. How many at the end? 70 people. Why? Those people, they were ready for that. Let's say now Imam Mahdi comes, he will call all the mu'mineen. How many of us really wanna go? Now everyone wanna go inside the room. But in reality now, you decide to go, you go to your house, and then your parents say, where are you going? To Imam Mahdi. What do you mean Imam Mahdi? Maybe he's fake Imam Mahdi. Maybe he's not really Imam Mahdi. They start convince you he's not really Imam. You have a class tomorrow. Take the class and then go to Imam Mahdi. Now you're late 5 hours. Go take so and so. You have a wife. You have a kid. You know your wife is pregnant. Wait her, and then you're late for Imam Mahdi. You know, waiting Imam Mahdi is not watching the signs. You know how many tyrants we had before? You know how many Dajjal we have had before? You know how many earthquakes we had before? You know how many cancer we had before? You know how many flu we had before that killed half the people? You know how many all those signs happened before? Every 100 years, there's the same signs of Imam Mahdi is coming. Every 100 years, and I'm responsible for what I'm saying. Every 100 years, there's Saddam Hussein, there's Yazid. Every 100 years, there's Muawiyah. Every 100 years, there's people who change religion. Every 100 years, there's an earth will shake many times. We will have the severe weather we're having. In 1875, we had the same weather like United States now we're having.
So there's
It
no
happened
global
100 years.
warming?
No, there is. But I'm saying, what my main reflection on that point. History is repeating itself. The same signs for Imam Mahdi is the same signs. We can use them every 100 years. But what's the only element that is still missing is you. Is you the person.
The people ready
Imam
for it.
Mahdi is not we are not waiting for him. He is waiting for us. Signs of Imam Mahdi appearance is happening every 100 years. But the people are not understanding that they need to change themselves with those signs for him to appear, for his reappearance. This is the only difference. You do yourself. You don't care about what happened outside. You care, you see the signs. But you need to be prepared. Now, are you prepared? Tomorrow morning, Imam Mahdi comes and he call on you, you'll go there? Believe me, it's impossible to go. If you're not prepared, you have your car bill, you didn't pay it, let's say. You have a wife, you have kids, did you prepare your life that when Imam Mahdi call upon you tomorrow morning, you leave everything and go? You will say that, but if you put yourself under the test, you're not gonna have that. This is the muscular system. Ar-Rida and Tawakkul, content and dependence on Allah Azza wa Jal. Now we go to the circulatory system, the blood. Blood in Arabic means dam. I told you before, there's no word in Arabic that has 2 letters. Now if you read it, you say there's a dal and there's a mim, dam. But in reality, there's a dal, and over the dal there's a shaddi. Shaddi mean like double dal. Instead of you writing in Arabic to make it better, like beautiful language, you cannot write dal meme. We write dal, we put a shaddi over there, and then there's a meme under that. So the shaddi mean different thing. Okay, so dam, if you reverse the word dam, will be madad. Now let's say you are under a problem, you have a problem in your life. Who you call upon? You call, let's say, Imam Mahdi. You say madad ya Imam Mahdi, madad. But the people who fight in Lebanon, they say madad ya Hussein.
شو مدد يعني؟
Madad yani help us, give us the strength from Allah Azza wa Jal. Give us the right power to defeat our enemy, madad. So the dam mean the madad in a ma'nawi word, the insight word. The heart that give all this for the security system is القلب. Imam Sadiq say القلب إن منزلة القلب في الجسد كمنزلة الإمام لسائر الأعضاء. يعني القلب is the imam of all the systems. You know what's imam يعني mean like the sheikh of all the systems, the chief, the one who is the most respectable one. بمشي everything. In what way? إنه Allah Azza wa Jal, He said إني أقرب إلى العبد من حبل الوريد. I am closer to my servant even more than his jugular vein. هلا many people they start saying, what do you mean he's closer to you than your jugular vein? There's the heart and this is the vein. How he's closer to you than the jugular vein? Well, it's not so hard to understand because he is the heart. When he tell you I am closer to you than the jugular vein, then he is the heart. There is nothing else except the heart. How? The word Allah, I told you, is a creature. Allah Azza wa Jal, He created the word Allah. Okay, Allah is not its real name of that creature, that creator. Allah Azza wa Jal, He's the creator. He created word Allah to represent Him. He is not limited to word Allah. You know, Allah is still a word, but He gave it too much. I told you, you take off the first letter, it will be Lillah. You know, word Allah, take the first letter, it will be Lillah. Second letter will be Lahu, for Him. Third one will be Huwa, who. The Ha at the end. What is it? It look like your heart. Exactly look like a Ha. Your heart look like a Ha. Okay, so Allah Azza wa Jal, He is the heart inside you. So the madad, the dam is the madad that is given all this, the system alive, the life.
Given the strength.
The strength, yeah, He's given them the strength from that one. So the heart represent what? Represent the imam of all the a'da. Because if the imam fasted now, Allah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Kama takunu yuwalla alaykum." This is the solution for all politics system. He said, whoever you are, Allah Azza wa Jal, He sent one like you to be your president. Now we say in Lebanon, we say, all the president in Lebanon are very bad, are very corrupted. Well, not because of them corrupted, because you are corrupted. You are, whoever you are, Allah Azza wa Jal, He's gonna send someone like you to be your president.
They say that here too. They say you get the leader you deserve.
You deserve.
Yeah.
That's really up to the point. Yani
You deserve.
if the people in Iran, they made a revolution for what? To change who they got? Imam Khomeini. After Imam Khomeini, who got Imam Khamenei? If the people in Iran change, someone gonna come, he's gonna be munafiq. If they are munafiqeen, if they are hypocrites, and a hypocrite president gonna come. Whoever you are, Allah Azza wa Jal, He's gonna send someone like you.
That goes back to Imam Mahdi.
Imam Mahdi, yes. So if you people change, you want Imam Mahdi, you change yourself, Imam Mahdi will be your Imam. If you guys deserve Imam Mahdi to be your Imam, Imam Mahdi he will be your Imam. But let's say we got middle way, Allah Azza wa Jal, He sent us like Imam Khomeini. But we still have a half other way to meet Imam Mahdi. So we need to change for Imam Mahdi to come. Do not depend in a big something gonna happen to the earth, Imam Mahdi to come. It's not gonna happen. Believe me, we can live 100 more years and same science gonna come after 100 more years. That's very important point. Okay. That's the circulatory system. This is the third system we're talking about. Now, respiratory system. Respiratory system consisted of two elements over here. Your lungs. You have two. Why Allah Azza wa Jal didn't create one lung? Because there's a symbol for it. The first one is the A from Allah. The second one is Lam from the Allah. You know, Allah is written here inside you. The first one, Alif over here. The second one alif over here. The third alif is over here, and the heart is the ha. It's written over here, inside your systems. All this ha is what I told you before. When you do sujood, the first part over here is alam al-dhar. This part over here is alam al-dunya. This part from over here, alam al-akhirah. Because this one in alam al-akhirah, this part is gonna be under the judgment, not those ones. This one's gonna be judged. The mind over here, this area. He said what? In alam al-akhirah, the end of very end, you're not gonna talk anymore. Your eyes gonna talk, your ears gonna talk, your everything gonna talk except you. So who's judging Allah? Judging over here, judging this part. Your brain gonna talk. He's gonna do shahada for you. Yes. See, it's not important anymore here. But over here now, because you live here, the permission of you living here is your systems. That right? Allah. But the ha is in the middle. Remember when I told you about Surah Al-Kahf? What the first one ka, and then the last one fa, and then the middle kahf. Ha is what's related to Nabi al-Khudr alayhi salam, the science of Nabi al-Khudr alayhi salam. So same way we are living now in ha. Your heart is protected by Allah. He's in the middle, exactly in the middle of your body, and from this side in alam ad-din over here. If you love deen, if you love Allah Azza wa Jal, you're gonna be saved. If you're not gonna love it, you're not gonna deserve to have a spirit when you die. Okay. Inshallah, you deserving a spirit, it's a big lecture. Later we'll talk about. And then we go after that about and then respiratory system. What does it breathe? Oxygen, right? What is it made of? O2, right? O2? Is it the water is air? Air. What is it? The air. O2, right? Okay. What is? 2O. You mean? What's O mean?
2 parts oxygen.
Yeah. What's O? Is the ha. You know. This is what I'm telling you. 2 ha. You know, 2 hats. One for here, one for here. You know, take it from this. It's symbolizing things. I told you before. The ha. We're living in the ha. Do your lungs breathe the ha, and your heart pumping the ha for you to live?
So what do you mean by the ha?
Ha. Allah at the end. When you write Allah at the end, there's a ha. This name ha, who you pronounce it who would mean Ismullah al-Azam. This is the biggest name of Allah Azza wa Jal.
It kind of looks like the heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we go from the respiratory system to the digestive system. Digestive system is the food. Many people now they feel hungry. The best things to go eat McDonald's. You know, they have 2 burgers for $1 maybe or $2. You eat, you're full. But the problem what's happening now, nobody saw you, no? But the problem is you eating haram. When you're eating haram, Allah Azza wa Jalla, He mentioned that in the Quran. He said, يَأْكُلُونَ فِي بُطُونِهِمْ نَارًا وَلَكِنْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. Yani they're eating inside their stomachs hellfire, but they're not feeling it now, they'll feel it later. Not just that, you're eating, whatever you eat is gonna affect your heart. Whatever you're gonna eat, it's gonna affect your brain. Now you can say to anyone outside now who eat those from haram, from this blood, your mom is getting raped. He'll get angry, I wanna go kill that guy. After 5 minutes he doesn't care. Why? Because his heart is hard. If you're gonna tell him about the Quran, he's not gonna care. If you're gonna tell him about spirituality, you're not gonna care. Because basically you're eating blood. Eating halal in what way? If all the blood should be filtered inside the body of the animal. And He permit you only those animals. I mean the cows or the chicken. He doesn't permit you to eat, let's say, different type of animals. Okay, so it's very important for you to eat halal. Not just eating halal. Let's say I go to, Mustafa here, and then they sell good food. But how did I get the money? I went, I stole someone's house, and then I sell all his stuff, and then I took the money and I went to buy halal. You're still eating haram. The money that you're eating from the source is haram. One guy one time he always used to write letter for Imam Mahdi. You know, it's very good always to read letters to Imam Mahdi. How? Just bring pen and paper, you write it, you go to the river, you say, Masalan, Imam, I want to send this one to Imam Mahdi. You make small dua and inshallah it will go to Imam Mahdi. It's very good to do that. The words will go through water, always to Imam Mahdi. So like
Any river? Like, any river?
yeah, any river.
Even the
But I hope no cups. Yeah, any flowing water. Yeah,
There's one on Pines. Done.
even the Rouge River.
even the.
That's why I took Front Street.
But I hope no cops see you because they give you ticket for that. Okay. So what's happened? That guy he kept sending for Imam Mahdi, kept sending for many years, and then at the end he got very angry. He said, "How can I? Imam Mahdi is not answering me." And then later he received a letter that's even the pen and paper that you are writing to Imam Mahdi are from haram money. How you want him to get this to you? So even now, let's say I'm gonna send a letter to Imam Mahdi. A book costs, let's say $1 now, like this book, red book, whatever it is, and then 5 $4 pens. You take $10 from halal way. You pay half for sadaqah from this $10. The other $5 you buy the pen and paper that you're gonna send to Imam Mahdi from that money. Yani half of your money go to sadaqah for this book, to give charity. You make it from halal way, and then at the end you prepared your letter to be read by Imam Mahdi. Even this has to be prepared too. You don't just take a pen and paper that you stole, because he's not gonna read from pen and paper. Even Imam Mahdi, he wants you his followers to be that accurate, that conscious in what you even the paper that he's reading is gonna tell Imam Mahdi, he stole me, Imam. Why you wanna read me? And then immediately he throw it. He's not gonna read it.
Kind of the same idea of what Allah made Nabi Musa do when he was going to Khidr. 40 nights.
Yes.
40 nights of wudu.
Wudu, yes. He prepared his body.
Same idea.
The same idea. He purified his body in a form of.
And he made him travel.
Exactly. He made him travel, and then same thing. This letter, you need to work for the money to buy it for. You need to prepare yourself. Let's say when you're writing this letter, it will be very good that you do like 2 rak'ahs before. You prepared yourself spirituality. You prepared your spirituality. You are in wudu, and you مثلا you write it in a nice way. مثلا you write it in a way that, let's say, hey yo Imam, how are you? I'll miss you. You can write it. Maybe he will accept it from you. But let's say in what way you wanna present yourself to Imam. You know who you are. But I'm saying it's always nice to present yourself in a nice way. Okay, this is the digestive system. Now the urinary system, we know, you drink pure water. What's going? The bad water. Okay. Now this is a cleaning system. What it representing in life? Represent when you go before you go to sleep. There's, let's say, 5 minutes. That time you start reflecting what you did today. Did I do something bad? Maybe I was walking and then there was an old guy. I made fun of him. Haram. That's ghiba. I really need to wake up in the morning and apologize for him. This is cleaning yourself. This is cleansing yourself. This is like water. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He wants you to be like water, to fit any form. If a guy bring you the water in a plastic bottle, or in a cup made of gold, or a cup made of whatever element is gonna be water inside. It's gonna be the most pure element that your body need to be cleansed. Same thing, when you cleanse yourself. You need to be like water to cleanse yourself. You need to be pure. You need to reflect in purity. All this, and even urinary system has always filter, that you filter everything. Same thing, you need to reflect on your life every day.
Yes, you're talking about the urinary system?
Yeah, but urinary system in insight mean you're cleansing yourself. You always need to, every single things you do, you need to cleanse it. When I drink this water, it cannot just go missing in my body. My body cannot forget filtering this water. It always need to filter everything, need to clean it. Same thing. Let's say now we were talking together. You need to go home and reflect. Did I say anything hurting that guy? No, alhamdulillah, I didn't say. I really need to be better next time presenting myself. Next time you start reflecting. If you did something bad, you do istighfar, you're cleaning yourself, and then you fix it. Same thing, whatever this system do. And then the reproductive system, this is where the problem is. Especially with us Arab, this is where the problem is. The problem with this system, Allah Azza wa Jal here, He's showing what He can create from water. He said, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. The water of man can bring people alive. Akid, from the help of Allah Azza wa Jal. Here He's testing you with this element. this element is the big test. When a person, let's say, hit 15 and up, now he's now having hormones and now he has to deal with them. This is where the problems come. Where from 15 to 25, it's the most dangerous age for guys, because after 25 maybe he'll settle a little bit, he'll have many experience. But with this one, Allah Azza wa Jal, He did permit you something for you, to get it in the right way. So over here, He's saying that you can raise yourself from what Allah gave you. You can reflect on that more in an insight. And then there is one of the system called lymphatic system. This one is, He will give some type of fluid inside your blood that will give the white cells, white blood. I mean the white blood. Okay, white blood cells, yeah. And this one, it's very white to close to be yellow, the color of that lymphatic system. And this one work as a defense system. He defends you. What is that? What this equal to? Equal to your how you defend yourself when you go against different ideas. Let's say you were walking today, and then tomorrow, a guy he met you say, "Oh, did you know, do you know the Jehovah? He can grant you tomorrow the heaven." You say, "Really?" He said, "Yes. If you believe in him, he will go to heaven. You don't need to worry about anything. Just believe in that he suffered for you, and then all your sins gonna be alright." You say, "Okay, that's a good system. I'll go tomorrow with it." Why I wanna pray, why I wanna do all these things. In Islam, it's very too much struggles.
Too much work.
Yeah, and Jehovah's like you believe in him, and he already died for you, or Jesus, he already died for you, and you don't need to worry about that. It's a nice system. It's very good. You steal the bank tomorrow morning. Sunday you go to do confession. You give our Father $1,000. He's okay with it, and then you're fine. Come on, yeah,
As long as you still believe,
yeah, huh?
you'll be fine.
Yeah. So because he died for your sins, you should
Before
believe
you
on him.
committed them,
Yeah. So this is the lymphatic. Always, Imam Sadiq, he said, يعني, for him to raise his student, I would really hit them for them to learn. To that point, they will never hit, but he said to that point, he will hit someone in a, let's say, in a, like, يعني saying learn, for him to learn something in religion or something in science. Why? Now especially in this age, we live in extreme ideologies. If you don't really have something to defeat yourself, logic, religion, science, really they will eat you alive. And then one of the other system is the endocrine system. It is consistent of the reproduction system, and it is like something to raise yourself again. It is something connected to your sexual items, which is you really need to cover, where you learn here as sabr and patient, how to be patient. Let's say Allah Azza wa Jal, He didn't give you the marriage now, especially this, we face it always. I'm sorry, I'm gonna mention this in front of ladies, but let's say masturbation is haram in Islam. Why? Because it will bring you bad ideas. Who you gonna think when you do that? Just think about this, because your mind doesn't have limits. You can think about any woman while you are in this moment. So here's the haram, where haram comes. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, if Allah Azza wa Jal, He didn't give you any form of marriage, you have to be in form of ta'affuf. You need to learn how to be patient till Allah Azza wa Jal grant you to be with someone to be married with. Okay, and that's why it's always recommended to marry fast. Okay, so all these organs that we talked about, I mentioned them, there are 10 systems inside your body. وَالْفَجْرِ وَلَيَالٍ عَشْرٍ. See? The fajr of all those systems inside your body is your nafs, your I, your ego. You. Is the fajr or all this inside you. If all those, they become very good, they become a light inside the night. Remember when we mentioned how light work? We said if we would send a satellite between the sun and earth, and there's light passing by the satellite, it's not gonna see it till it hits something. So your body, same thing. Exactly same thing. They're gonna be light inside you. And then they're covered by your body. And the nafs is the fajr for that, is the sunshine for that. It's connected directly to the spirit. So you're spiritually, you grant. Last week we talked. Before that we talked about the hujub. Hujub mean the veils of the spiritual world. Now we're talking about those veils inside your body. If you open those two, you need a third source for you to have the ultimate energy. Energy always doesn't go from two sources, it goes from three sources. Let's say in your house you have a positive and negative when you have the plug. But believe me, science didn't prove it yet, but one day you're gonna learn that energy works from three sources. You're gonna go from positive, negative, and something else.
What is it?
It's where we are in Earth and where we orbit.
Like the magnetic field?
No, many things over each other. On top of it, the fields, what we call them the fields. Okay, so those two are you in your hand, the positive and negative. Now inside you plug on your hand. Spiritual, you're in your hand, and physical in your hand. This is the positive and negative. But the third source, it comes where you are located at. And this has come from Tawfiq Allah Azza wa Jal. Let's say you are a great man, you do everything, you all the hujub are away from you, spiritually and physically, but Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't permit you to open the hujub. It's not going to be open. You see, this is the third source that will permit you to go to different field. Because let's say now it's not good for you to see things, because it will make you. Let's say one time a guy, he was trying to train himself spiritually. He was sitting in this room for maybe a few days, and then suddenly he starts seeing a light inside the room, small, like little light. Now he doesn't worship Allah anymore. He's just gonna look what are these light are. So now what? He lost. Allah, sometimes it's not good for you to see things, because even if you are doing this amal for Allah Azza wa Jal, you're not doing it to see the light. You're doing it to be closer to Allah. Okay? So this is a test. This is the third one. So reflecting on this one, Al-Fajr wal Ashr, we see those lights are translated in the organs' color too. Organs have colors, if you notice that.
Our organs.
Our organs, the brain, white color, the lungs closer to white, your heart is red. The same color of Al-Fajr. All together they make the Fajr, they make the sunshine for the nafs. So let's say this is for the future science. I promised you before all our lectures gonna be how we're gonna teach the new science, how to discover new science from the Quran, saying that if you, let's say you're gonna treat the heart, you're gonna treat the heart from this form of magnetic field or from the form of field that goes with the red color. If you're gonna go with the lungs, you're gonna take in perspective the white color of the lungs, because those colors have spectrum of light.
Unless you smoke.
Exactly. Whatever. They will turn black, yeah. So your organ color, they have effect of, they have main effect of how you can be treated. Even the color. How we learn that from Al-Fajr wal Ashr. This is the second dimension and depth for Al-Fajr. Inshallah, one day we'll talk about Al-Fajr wal Ashr from the form of fields, and all together, if we connect them together, we'll see where we can go, where we can be better in Islam, how we meet Imam Mahdi, how we can be for Imam Mahdi, how we prepare ourselves for Imam Mahdi. We don't want to wake up tomorrow morning Imam Mahdi saying Ala min nasirin yansuruna, and there's only 70 people. And how many we are? 1.5 billion Muslims. Any question? Okay, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.